Alright, YouTube. Well, specifically T16T. I'm here to save a topic that I feel should have a lot more, tension and attention, and most importantly of all, of course, attention. Um, and, I'm gonna, because I actually had pages written out of plans of things I was gonna say, but I realize now that probably the best way for me to actually say anything at all is just to run it off the top of my head. And no, I'm not ILE. I'm not. I'm not. Okay? Are we clear that I'm not ILE? Good. Okay. Why I'm interested in socionics is, I guess the idea of intertype relations really interests me, but as I've gotten to learn socionics more in depth, I think what's really captured my imagination is the idea of integral types, and especially information elements. I think that should be reversed, actually. The idea of information elements, and especially integral typings. I just think it's really interesting that you can assign a sort of a general theme of information to a group or a country or a remote control or a person. I mean, that's probably the weirdest side of socionics, the idea that people like, yeah. I mean, wow, when I picked up socionics, it was I really like sandwiches. Next question. Oh, and no, I did not leave, MBTI. I did not leave Myers-Briggs. I sort of took a cursory glance at it, and then just dropped it. I don't know. I guess because socionics got to me quicker. And also, ironically, because I found the idea of function dynamics and the what's-its and the who's-is and the way too confusing. Yeah. The toughest part about learning socionics, I guess, would be that the function, the way it's set up, was by one of you crazy mad scientist ILEs, and I'm not an ILE, so I don't get it, and that's one of my main justifications for not being ILE. Yeah. Anyway, and no, I'm not better at it. I'd say every week, or more realistically, 2 to 3 minutes, I completely refresh and update my understanding of socionics and basically discard everything that's come before it. And at the moment, that's built around that semantics page on socionics.us, which I find really interesting, as I mentioned earlier. Like as a continuation on from what I mentioned earlier. I think the biggest mistake people make with socionics is actually picking it up. It will destroy your life. It will kill your family, and you will break plates and smash eggs and make public service announcements, and no one will like you. You'll be really unpopular. It's true that it's very important to be popular. That's why I'm unimportant. Anyway, as for socionics being a more solid hypothesis, I don't really think there's much merit in that at all. I guess because I use socionics more as a sort of a mental toy. I mean, it doesn't change the way I interact with people, and it's really just an added, like, it's like I've got a new box to put things in and make observations about people, and it's really fun to just sit through a biology class, checking off all of the functions the teacher uses, and then turning to my ILE friend next to me and saying, "Hey, what do you reckon our bio teacher's type is?" I don't know if what I just said contradicted anything that I previously said, but I have a vague sense that it did. Anyway. As for it being as widespread as Myers-Briggs in the West, I guess not, because it's really you actually have to learn it, whereas Myers-Briggs is just pick it up and say, hey, you're an INTP. You're, INFP. You're rare, congrats. Or the Enneagram, where it's just like, you're a 6. I mean, it shouldn't actually be called the Enneagram, it should be called the monogram, because every type becomes a 6. It's the dumping ground of the Enneagram. It doesn't matter what type you are, you're a 6, because every type is a 6. Every person is a 6. The only human being that exists is a 6. And that's my rant about the Enneagram done. 5 minutes. See ya. Oh, by the way, I'd like to introduce a new bit of slang. When something's really great, don't go cool or wow, go bombastic. And that is how you will succeed. And remember, don't believe in yourself. Believe in Gull, who believes in you.